Doctor, and I apologize if you've already had to answer this question, but why do you want this job in particular here?
Your name?
Berkeley Breen from NBC here.
NBC. Okay. Questions why?
Why do you want this job here?
Well, you know, as I said earlier, this job's about fit. So part of being a candidate is trying to determine the answer to that question. You know, is it one that seems to make sense for who I am professionally and personally with respect to the college and the community? I initially looked at this job because I thought it was the kind of institution with the kind of national reputation that we could demonstrate through a leadership, through perhaps my leadership, that we could do some things that literally could change the face of America. And I think this institution has the kind of national exposure that if you could do something, see, here's the deal. And I'm, you know, and it's something all of you all should understand and find passion around. And you've probably all seen, if you're the educational beat folks in this community, you probably just saw the recent release from Educational Week that explored the 50 top metropolitan communities in this country and identified the dropout rates of high school students in each metropolitan area. And they range from a high in Cleveland, Ohio, and Philadelphia in the 60% range to 50% in the lower 50. I want you to think about what that means. If we're in an economic world today that for people to gain family-sustaining jobs like our parents had, raised us, and paid a mortgage, if we're in a global economy that demands to have a family-sustaining job, and all the workforce literature will tell you, to get that job, you need skills when you graduate from high school, commensurate with what one would expect at the post-secondary entry level, either to take that job or to go on for training. Okay? If 50% of the kids in the largest metropolitan areas of this country don't even graduate from high school, what do you think that means with respect to our ability to maintain this society as we've known it? I come from a place in a county that doesn't have a middle class right now. I've seen what happens to counties and communities that don't have middle classes. We have an opportunity because of the strength of this institution to demonstrate that you can make a meaningful difference in thousands of lives and in the future of this country. And I think community colleges are right in the middle of all this, in the catbird seat, if you will, in terms of being the honest broker to make something like this happen. So that we can begin to find ways to intercede with the dropout problem, but more importantly, to have those students not only finish, but finish with a set of skills that will enable them to either come to us remediation free, ready to pursue some choice, or go to a technical related job, which is what they're going to find, you know, if you're looking family sustaining, and that's what I'm interested in middle class. I'm a middle class guy, so I have some valency in that direction. If they want that type of job, to have the skill set so they can go into that job initially at an entry level and then have the necessary learning skills so they can continue to live and learn the rest of their lives. So why do I look at a place like Monroe? Because I think Monroe has an opportunity to demonstrate that. And I think Monroe is the kind of community that people could be passionate about that. At least that's what I hope. That's why I'm here, because my side of this is that what we get? You know, if we come here, if I can't stir you up around that question, then we don't have the right fit. You know, because that's where that's the rest of my professional life. I've got probably 12 more years of this. I know enough to know that we've got a huge problem out there. And I believe fundamentally that community colleges can provide leadership out of that problem. And so I'd be irresponsible professionally if I didn't say it and try to act on it.
Does the fact that the city school district here in Rochester, which has roughly 61% non-graduation rate, are you saying that it's MCC that could help fix that as opposed to just the city school district?
I think your key question is, the quick key words is help fix that. Not fix it, help fix it. I think that coalitions and partnerships between many stakeholders in this question, including MCC, I think MCC could be an honest broker in this discussion and also provide a lot of professional support as colleagues. It's important to say as colleagues with the leadership and faculty in all the school districts to more closely align our curriculum and provide more choice for more people. as they move along their educational experience. Yes, absolutely. I mean, if I didn't think MCC had the capacity to be that honest broker, I would not be interested.
You had mentioned that at Cumberland you're working to solve problems that face society as a general, which I'm assuming this is one of them that you've addressed. What are some of the other ones that you've seen that you feel would benefit MCC to look at?
Yeah, I think this whole issue of workforce literacy is in school counts, and that's our approach in Cumberland, is something that certainly we want to examine here. I think this issue of remediation is huge. Anywhere you go in the country, you're going to find some percentage of high school graduates, in my state, as high as 70%. At my institution 10 years ago, 80%, today 64%. We work really hard at this. You find people that, because of their life experience and their family's life experience, never anticipated needing to go to college or going into some job that required them to have learning skills at a college level. So they haven't taken the necessary prerequisite courses that enable them to have those skill sets. They come from families that don't have any college experience. We have at our college attempted to, first of all, dimension what that problem is. To really help every school understand that sends us students, how prepared they are. And you have to understand, most high schools today are doing exactly what they've been asked to do. Graduate students. No one said graduating with college skills. That's not the benchmark. Because most of what has been organized in public education is based on a 19th and 20th century economic model. Well, the economic reality of the 21st century is graduating from high school is clearly not enough. Helping people understand if they're going to have a family-sustaining job will require them in high school to do work very differently from what their parents probably did and what they expected to do. And if they don't know it, how can they possibly do it? I mean, I am a first-generation college student. I worked hard in high school, and I made all C's, and I did exactly what my parents hoped I would do, which one of them did, and I graduated. I mean, my twin brother and I, at least we got through the hump. And my father had told us early on, I think we were 12, and there's a cute little story that I won't bore you with, but at the end of the day, on our 12th birthday, we were informed that we had now grown up, better get a job, allowance was cut off, you're going to continue to do your chores, and your mother and I didn't go to college, but you probably should, and I would encourage you to start saving money from that new job you're going to get. And I paid for every nickel, as did my brother. But when I went there, because I really wasn't committed, but my father said it was the right thing to do, and I listened to him. Guess who had to take the remedial algebra course? Absolutely. And I know that my experience taught me, and probably as much as anything gave me passion around helping folks understand what they need to do in high school to prepare themselves for their lives. And the economy in 1968, when I came out of high school, certainly wasn't the economy in 2007, but it was certainly headed in this direction.